All right, so the time here in SVG in the Eastern Caribbean as well. It is now 8:06 a.m. and welcome to another activated morning with Christal and Roleza.
Is it 6 already?
Yes, please.
Wow.
It's 8:06 on a glorious Wednesday morning.
Glorious and wet Wednesday morning. Good morning, St.
Oh, it was-
Vincent and the Grenadines. Yeah, it was
was
raining.
raining?
Oh,
Okay.
girl,
Yeah.
when you were here, you don't even
doing
know what's
anything.
happening.
Yeah, probably need to pay attention to outside as well.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's nice weather, but maybe it's not raining down this side. But it was raining on my side
Mhm.
before I came down. A bit of rain came this morning, I believe last night, but I was fast asleep, so I don't know. Just woke up to wet lawn. Good morning, SVG. Good morning to the rest of the region. Good morning, Roleza.
Good morning, Christal.
All right.
I've thought out.
You thought.
I'm wide awake now.
That's good. That's wonderful.
Oh, Lord.
No, unfortunately, this morning Ari will not be joining us.
Mhm.
All right, he will come back again tomorrow morning. So you're gonna miss the male voice this morning. It's an interactive program here on Activated Mornings, right here on WFM 99.9. You can call us at 457-99971 when the time is right, and you can send us a WhatsApp message at 457-9994. All right, short, sweet, clean, and everything in between. No negative vibes this side. All right.
Or even if, let's say, you propose a negative, provide a solution. I always say that if
Yeah.
you are going to be critical of something,
Mhm.
have a solution in mind to put forward.
Yeah,
Yeah?
don't be negative for being negative sick. You don't have time
Exactly.
with that. No, I actually I don't know if you saw a bit of lightning last night.
I did. So this is one of the things with me, right? So
Mike. Yeah.
So this is one of the things with me is
Mhm.
that so the way in which my windows are in the bedroom,
Mhm.
there are no curtains at all in the front. And the only time I realize that I need to put curtains
This
in the
bedroom
front
conversation
is
again.
when no, not one of those. Is when there's lightning. I don't know what it is with me and lightning, but just seeing it frightens me.
Really?
Like I become a very little girl again whenever I see lightning.
Oh.
As to thunder, I look for somewhere to go under.
Oh.
So this is big old me saying this, but it is what it is.
It happens. It happens from time to time.
Mhm.
I think I've gotten accustomed to the thunder and lightning.
God no, I was in heading to my vehicle in the car park, and lightning. What you say is crackled. So lightning crackled. Crystal, I stood still
Really?
because I was so afraid.
The national
Because
anthem was playing.
I don't want to be one of those persons, one of those unlucky persons where lightning actually strikes them. Yeah, I think I watched too much TV.
Yeah, maybe
Too much
too many
stuff.
documentaries.
But yeah, that's yeah.
I don't want to call anything on myself,
Mm.
but I probably experience post-traumatic stress. Whenever I see lightning, I think of last year volcanic eruption because there was lightning.
Oh,
The lightning that happened, when it was erupting.
Girl,
so
when
I
I was-
automatically go back.
yeah.
I'm like, eruption. But this first segment, we're just gonna do some odds and ends, some things that would have happened in the last 24 hours. That are not like major topics. They might turn into big topics,
It
but
depends on
who
how
knows?
persons view them.
Who knows? Let me say first of all, and I'm wearing my blue, yellow, and green T-shirt for a reason. Even though we did not win, Lady Heat did not win the match yesterday against Bermuda. We lost 4-0. Let me still say congratulations to the team for representing us.
And what was the turnout like yesterday?
And I was going to go to that
Oh,
now.
okay.
I think I expected more people, as many people as were present at the last match against Bermuda again, but this time Vinci Heat, or that time Vinci Heat. So I'm hoping the next time, I don't know, I don't want to compare the male and the female, but next time there's a female match next month, because we're also going to have 2 matches in October and 2 matches in November, I believe it is, subject to correction, but there's 6 matches in total. I'm hoping that the turnout would be as it wasn't terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but I was hoping for more people.
Yeah, I think, I mean, and that's why I asked Crystal Huggins
Mm-hmm.
when she was on, in terms of who sets the time, because given that time of the day,
Yeah.
and it's not, let's say, school vacation time where you may have, let's say, teachers home or other parents home with their children.
Mm-hmm.
To have persons turn out and participate might be a little bit of a challenge, if unless you're
Yeah.
on vacation,
Right.
or unless you take an early lunch hour or something to that effect.
And she
So
said it was FIFA, right?
yeah, she
For
said that
these like qualifying
CONCACAF
international. Right.
sets the times. Yeah, so
There's nothing we can do about that.
yeah, well, true,
No.
true. I know.
Nothing.
Hmm.
You either have to luckily be on vacation or have some time off or get to the match late
Hmm.
to be able to take part. But I just want to encourage people whenever there's a national team that's playing, or we have people representing St. Vincent and Grenadines, no matter the gender, no matter the sport, no matter what it is, they really need the support, and support goes a long way.
Yeah.
Even to like just cheer them on in between. I heard a little bit of that, a
Okay.
little bit. I'm hoping that the next time around we can support them a little bit more.
Mhm.
No, they can never have too much support. It goes a
Yeah,
really long
and
way.
Vince says, we loud. We are loud as a people.
You could say that again. You
Yeah.
could say that again. All right, so that's that. The accidents. I don't know. I told you guys, right? When we were discussing it last week, that what you guys were saying, I don't know if it's more Ari than you, but you could remind me.
Mhm.
On the weekends, they seem to be quite chaotic drivers on the roads of SVG.
Yeah, interestingly, and listeners, we must apologize for the audio that didn't come through loudly during PC Woods's traffic talk.
Yeah.
But he did actually say that there were no accidents last night.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
reported
No reported accidents last night. So
Okay.
we could give a little clap for that. For that. Crystal, start clapping. Again.
I feel like I catch and fly.
All right, very good.
Yay.
So it's just for us to keep it up. I mean, I really don't know what it is, why people feel the need for speed. I don't think Vinci has the roads for that need for speed. Everywhere is practically a corner. Persons overtaking in a corner. I have
You
serious
saw that yesterday
issues
with the trailer?
I was now coming to the point of a trailer.
Mm.
I have serious issues with trailers. Number one, not having outriders, right? I think that they should have outriders. Number two, if there are no outriders, please blow your horn in advance. Number three, please have a proper functioning horn, because some of these horns that you hear, they're not even loud enough to give you an alert.
Van horns louder.
The van horns are louder, indeed. So put in one of those. But the thing of it is that you can't wait until the person's. I remember I almost got written off in the corner by Kittles, where the old police station was, because a trailer was coming around it. That is not a corner to not give an alert for. So I don't know what it is, but people, the drivers, I prefer to have an outrider, because I may not be able to know. It's kind of difficult sometimes when you're driving to differentiate where the horn sound is coming from. Sometimes you think that it's coming from behind you when it's actually in the front. Right. So I really would prefer for there to be outriders. Take your time around the corners. I noticed we have, but I call them the Transformers trucks. These big trucks that we're seeing on the roads now? Yeah.
They're pretty pleasant to look at, I must admit.
I love to look at them. I'm not
I must
lying.
admit.
That's why I call them Transformer trucks.
They're a little cute,
But even some of those big trucks as well, our roads are narrow. They tend to take up a significant amount of road space. So even those, we love the fact that we live in a country that is mountainous. And being mountainous means that we have corners. So, it's just for everybody to take their time around them.
These containers as well. I don't know if it's a maintenance issue, but I was riding behind one, and every single time, I don't know if the driver was new or he wasn't familiar with the Camden Park route or what, but he was driving a little odd. Sometimes taking the corners a little too wide, driving in the middle of close to the middle of the road when it wasn't necessary, and he had a container on the back. It wasn't just the I don't know what the front of the vehicle is called, but that alone. And I think that he had a bit of a tire issue, because every time he mashed the brake, the tire, not the second to last tire on the left hand side, would lock, and then it
Okay.
will kind of, this little skating, and then the tire would burn, and we were driving behind, and I
Oh,
have no
okay.
control over where,
Mm,
because I'm not the driver, because I was going to pull aside and wait until that comes off the road. I mean, even little things like that, if you notice that there is an issue, every time you mash the brakes, your tires are screeching.
mm.
Find a safe space to pull
Yeah,
aside. He
and
waited until he got right down to Camden
uh,
Park to pull aside and check on the vehicle when it was scratching tires from
mm. And that's the
Gibson
thing, you
Corner.
you would eventually reach. I mean, even with drivers on a whole, if you have an issue, safely try to pull aside on the road and sort out your business, because you can't yeah, you can't be putting everybody else's lives in danger. And there's another thing with driving. I have noticed something. I think one of the things that tends to irritate me a bit with drivers, if you're driving, try to maintain a decent speed consistently.
Why?
There are
When they
persons,
could come up
no,
and smell your muffler?
no, but not that I'm talking about. There are persons who, like if you're going to attempt to over, so they'd be driving at a particular pace, right? Now you're behind and you want to, you see an opportunity to safely overtake. There are persons who do not like people overtaking them. I've experienced it myself, and especially as a woman, I don't know what it is. Men, not hating on y'all this morning, but I tend to find that there are lots there have been instances for me where when a guy realizes that it's a woman who's looking to overtake him, he speeds up faster. You
Ego.
cannot speed up when I'm trying to, or whoever is behind is trying to overtake. That is going to cause an accident.
Ego.
Yeah, it is an ego thing. Girl, I had someone look at me with a bad eye when I overtake, and I'm like, what is your problem? It was safe for me to overtake. I am going to go overtake. But that's the other thing, is that you have, if you're driving at a particular pace, maintain that pace. If you see that somebody is going to overtake you, allow them to overtake. You can't speed up. And in that instance, I was speeding up and approaching a corner. So imagine if something was coming
Yeah.
around at the same time. Then they would say that I was in the wrong when I was not in the wrong. I tried to overtake, or I was overtaken ahead of time when it was safe.
Right. And he
So
made it unsafe for you.
yes, please.
You got a little kinks in his head for that. Don't be silly on the road. I don't know if it's a case where they quote unquote you buy a license every time they say you can't drive. They want to say you can't drive, so they tell you buy a license. There are simple things that are supposed to be done on the road. Your hand signals, your indicators. Oh, you're laughing.
Yeah, no, I am.
You're
Because
laughing
no,
because
the
it's
reason why
true.
the reason why I laughed at the hand signals is because, okay, so I know people tend not to put their hands out to do signals, but your indicator working. Just use your
Hopefully,
indicator.
they will put their hands out to like, to wave somebody, but to indicate to somebody, you
know
wouldn't
what?
do that.
People put their hands out for. So, there's this hand motion that we do as well. I guess Vincent is West Indians to say there's this particular hand motion that we do. So what you doing? So you put your hand out to say what you're doing. But you won't put your hand out to indicate if you're going left, right, or wherever.
Some people are just ridiculous. I don't know if it's a point they're trying to prove that they are good drivers. I mean, point blank, driving on the roads of SVG, once you can make it from one point to the next, you are a good driver,
Yeah.
because them roads ain't easy to drive. I know when foreigners come home and they take a drive anywhere, they goes like, wow, how do you guys make it down here? We just do. We bad like that, but you don't have to prove it to anybody. Nobody cares if you're an excellent driver or not. Just please take your time. Got a video this morning of a car that overturned every day. But I guess the more cars we have, the more the more chances of there being accidents. So I guess it goes with the development, the territory.
And then another thing that we have to address, well, it's not just it's not in relation to accidents. Oh, you want to take a comment?
Yeah, go ahead with your point. Just trying to remind myself that.
Yeah. Okay.
Comment. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. So we're talking about vehicles by extension, and nothing pains me more than trying to come into town, Carnival and Christmas time. Guess why?
Extra traffic, extra speeding,
extra traffic. But there's something else. You spoke about the vehicles coming into the country, the amount of vehicles coming into the country.
Extra rentals?
No. Parking, darling. Parking. Parking.
Ooh, boy, I feel this test miserably.
Christmas and Carnival. It's one of the just times, even end of month end. And I think I don't know who out there has money, but
She said she don't
buy
know
a
who
buy
has
a buy a
money.
buy a piece of land somewhere in town, or within the close enough vicinity, and please build a high rise car park. Right? I think that is what we need at
Oh, you
this
could
point in time.
carpool.
But carpooling, when I was growing up, I couldn't understand why a household of, let's say, three persons had three different vehicles.
I bet you say it now.
Adults, me, I totally understand, right? Because when I'm ready to go, I am ready to go.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is that we do have challenges with parking. I know some persons may park, let's say, in Sand Hill and walk down, but if you're coming into town to conduct business, especially if you're going to buy things, it's difficult for you to, as we would say, lugger with your load, right? To go and
Jog.
get a jog, right? I haven't heard jog in a while. Jog your load to go back to your vehicle. So, if we could have somebody, please just put it out there for us to have a high rise car park. Yeah, that would be good. That would be
Uh,
excellent.
that would be excellent. All right. So the time is now 8:21. We're due for a break shortly. Not as yet, but let me take this. Is the Tokyo Drift effect. Well, the only one Tokyo we have is downtown. Okay. So if you want that Tokyo Drift effect, just drive past Tokyo and Kingstown. That's all you need to do. Whatever. Underground parking, safe space. Underground.
True, true. For buildings being constructed in Kingstown or being renovated, if there is the possibility for there to be underground parking, I would suggest that as well. Bank of St. Vincent has it.
Oh yeah, and they're pumping out water every minute.
Well, I don't know about that part, but yeah.
Yeah, that's big pumping. Yeah, if you look, sometimes if you pass at the right time, you see the water gushing out.
I've never passed at the right time then.
Yeah. Well, remember too, I used to work at CIBC, so
Oh,
I was really close
okay,
by.
okay,
So
okay.
the chances of me seeing it were pretty great. So let me just read this commentary coming in on WhatsApp. Remember, you can hit us up at 45. I thought we were friends. Good morning, Ari. Ari, we spoke. Go back to bed, please. Go and rest. All right. So remember, you can hit us up on the WhatsApp at 457-9994. You can call us at 457-9997. Just some odds and ends topics that are very short and to the point. And somebody says here on the WhatsApp, and stop these guys from riding on the back of trailers, tow trucks, and pickup trucks. I don't know why the authorities allow this. No, I don't think it's a case. Good morning, Merlon. Big up to Cali. I don't think it's a case where authorities allow it. I think people need to be wise, let me put it that way, and not put themselves in danger. I've seen it many, I think too many times. You have a truck that's taking load and there are like one or two people on the back. Sometimes they're sitting down, they're not holding on to anything. They're standing up loosely. Sometimes they're standing up and they're wobbling, trying to balance themselves on the back of the truck. You don't know what's going to happen at any given moment because you're not in the driver's seat. You don't know. Something can fly off and hit you. The truck can make
a sudden stop,
a sudden swerve, anything. I don't want to have to mention this, but reality is people have died, and very recently, people have died from not securing themselves properly on the backs.
But it's almost as if I think that it's not allowed. And
you're not supposed to be doing that.
Right. And I think where why it is I remember it is because there's always this discussion of police officers riding in the trays. Yeah. So like you have the SSU officers and so forth.
And then they're riding the trays.
Right. They're riding trays of these pickups. So persons tend to say, well, if it's not permitted, although I guess maybe you could pass some amendment. I don't know what it is, but stating that yes, because the other thing is that with police officers, in the event of, or let's say they have to rush to the scene of an incident, they need to be able to jump out of the transport quickly. So that is one of the reasons why I guess they ride in the trays. But I know that there's always been this discussion of police officers doing it, yet civilians should not be doing it. But I do understand why police officers could possibly be allowed to do it.
I don't agree with them riding like that for one, safety and security. But the discussion that was had a few years ago, I don't know if it has changed yet. to date. Yeah, we have to give up with the
No, no,
time.
it's okay.
I don't know if it's changed yet to date, but there was an issue of insurance. So if something happened to any of them, the I think RSVGPF, subject to correction, would not be liable to take care of them. I think that was the problem a couple of
Didn't
years
something
ago.
happen like that though, where police officers fell
Yeah,
off? Okay,
all of that
right,
drama, but
right.
we're not going down that
No, we're not. We're
this
not.
morning. Right. But I mean, safety first, people. Safety first. Yesterday, I also saw a parent, I'm assuming it's the parent, driving in a vehicle, and there's a child in the front seat. The child is supposed to be in the back. The child is not even wearing the seatbelt. Not only is the child in the front not wearing the seatbelt, but the child is hugging the dashboard and the car is moving.
A private
In
vehicle.
Annisville, I can even tell you what uniform the child is in, but I wouldn't do that. Oh gosh, parents. Simple, simple, simple. The law says you're supposed to put the child in the back of the vehicle, but if you don't want to follow the rules, simple, 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 safety first. Why would you be riding in a vehicle? It is moving and you have a child hugging the dashboard. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, even for me, sometimes parents put the children in the back seat, but there's that space between the driver and the
Yeah.
passenger, and the children wedge themselves in between there.
Yeah, it's pretty
Now, for
comfortable
me,
in between there.
yeah, but I've always had issues with it because if the driver has to make a sudden stop, that child could just go straight forward. So it's not something that I like to say at all. I always believe that children should be secured in vehicles. Even if you're giving somebody's child a ride, treat that child as your own. Ensure
Secure the
that they put
child.
on the seatbelt.
If I were a traffic officer, I would probably be the most hated traffic officer because I would hold up traffic and pull aside everybody.
Yeah.
You get be like Oprah. You get a ticket. You get a ticket. You get a ticket too. You gotta be safe on the roads of SVG, right?
Yeah.
If you don't want to protect yourself, protect your passengers, man.
Mhm.
We're gonna take a break at this time. When we come back, we're gonna be talking with Invest SVG. Everything Vinci plus Expo is coming up this year, a little later. So we'll find out more about that when we come back.